Hi, thank you so much for being here. I'm Dwayne Jenkins. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that I get asked about a lot. It's about what to practice. Now, what I would recommend you do is develop a practice routine, okay? Now, in this video series, I've been talking to you many times about all these great things to do to improve your rhythm guitar playing. This is a rhythm guitar playing series, and I've been showing you all kinds of things to help improve your guitar playing. So what I would recommend doing is putting these into a routine. Okay, now the first thing I showed you was open chords, your basic open chords. A minor, E minor, C, D, all those ones that are commonly found in hundreds of songs. So right off the bat, I would start with forming those open chords. Forming those, work on that for, 10 minutes, all right? The second thing I would work on is work on your strumming, okay? Work on strumming down. This helps to develop your picking hand. Strumming down and up. And then strumming in triplets. Hold a chord and work on your strumming, because that's going to give you rhythm. That's what provides a rhythm, is the strumming hand. So you want to definitely get that, your picking hand, I guess you should say, okay? So work on that for about 10 minutes. Then work on arpeggiating the strings, okay? As you can tell, when you arpeggiate strings, you get a much different sound. You get a nice, pretty, soft sound. So work on that, and you can do it in all kinds of different combinations. You can skip strings, do all kinds of things that you like to do. It's really up to you. Just be creative, Do it however you'd like to do it and make it fun. Okay, number 4, work on forming your bar chords. I showed you about that in the video. If you're not too sure about that, watch the video on that. Forming your bar chords, because bar chords is how you move up and down the fretboard. Your natural chords, your open chords, these ones here, they stay right in this position. But if you want to play further up the fretboard, you got to play your bar chords. So work on those, okay? Work on forming the bar, just holding the bar like this. Just work on doing that and moving it up and down the fretboard. And then once you get that down, work on putting your other fingers down and moving that. Now, bar chords aren't easy, so just spend a little time on them, take a break, move on to something else, and then come back to them again later. And as you continue to do this, you'll get them down, okay? Now, the 5th thing I would recommend doing after you do that, if if your fingers are hurting because of bar chords, they're not easy to play, and they definitely put their stress on your fingers, so just make sure you take breaks with those, okay? It's very important. Work on your basic music theory. Okay, know your notes on your fretboard. Go down the fretboard and say, for each single string, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, so forth and so forth. That's a really good thing to work on while you're giving your hands a break, especially your chord forming hand, your fretboard hand, because it takes its toll on the muscles in the very beginning. So go through your notes. That's a good way to just keep learning, okay? And then once you go through those notes, then figure out when you form a chord, what are the notes in that chord? That's basic music theory. Finding out the notes that you're playing in the chords. Don't just form the chords and say, yeah, that's E minor, that's E major. Know the notes that are in that. That's basic music theory, okay? Now, after that, I would work on, a little bit more advanced theory, as figuring out what notes are in the key. Now, I talked about that in the video on that. I would highly recommend you watch that if you don't understand what I'm talking about. Find out the notes are in the key, like for instance, if we're in the key of G major, your notes, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, okay? Make sure you know those notes that are in the key, and work on the chords that are come out of the key, okay? Which ones are major, which ones are minor, because that's going to help you with the next thing that you want to work on, which is chord progressions. Okay, see how all these things kind of build upon each other, and that's what you want to do. You want a practice routine that's going to build upon each other, and that's what these videos that I've been doing in this series have been showing you, is things that are going to build on each other. If you take it one step at a time, the first video, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, you're going to build and get better at all these different things that are going to improve your guitar playing. So work on those, figuring out which ones are major, which ones are minor. The G is major, the A is minor, the B is minor, the C is major, so forth and so forth. Okay, know that. That's very, very important. Then work on creating chord progressions, like I had mentioned to you about, you know, the G. If you're in G, C, and D, that's the 1-4-5. Hundreds of songs made out of the 1-4-5. If you don't understand what the 1-4-5 is, go back and watch that video that I made on chord progressions. It's going to show you that, okay? And show you exactly what that means. Figure that out in G or C or A or whatever, you know, whatever key you want to play in. It's very popular chord progression. Hundreds of songs made out of it. The other chord progression I showed you is adding the relative minor, the sixth. Okay, because the 2, 3, and 6 are the minors, the 1-4-5 are the majors. Once again, if you don't understand that, go back and watch that video that I made on it. The links will be down below. That's going to explain to you what that means. So when you figure that out, if you say, okay, I'm going to play in the key of G, you know, and you're going to add that minor in there. It's going to be G, E minor, C, D. Tons of songs made out of that. So if you're into writing songs, I would definitely do that. Start with that 1-4-5, and then maybe start with the 1-6-4-5, which is another one that's real popular. Try to write a song, come up with some lyrics, come up with a melody, and try to write your own song in that if you're really ambitious and wanting to do that. Or what I would recommend, if you say, well, I'm not interested in writing my own songs, I just want to learn songs, try to find some songs that have those progressions in them, those chords in them, and learn those songs. And that's where the fun really starts to become, is right there when you start learning the songs and you start putting all these things together, okay? And the number one thing, the number 10, the main thing of all of it is to have fun. Make sure you're having fun with this, because if you're not having fun, you won't want to do it. Okay, you don't want it to be a chore. Learning guitar should be fun. I love playing guitar. I play this thing all day long if I could. Got lessons to teach and things like that, making videos, blog posts, that kind of stuff. So I got a lot of other stuff to do, but if I could just play guitar all day, I would, because I love it. It's fun. I love playing guitar. I love figuring out, you know, unlocking the mysteries of the fretboard and stuff like that, and then teaching that to you guys. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. So once again, just a quick review. Number 1, work on your open chords. Number 2, work on strumming. Number 3, work on arpeggiated picking. Number 4, work on forming your bar chords. Number 5, work on basic music theory. Number 6, work on chords within a key. That's a little bit more on music theory. Okay, number 7, work on chord progressions. Number 8, learn songs with progressions in them. Those particular ones, the 1-4-5 that I mentioned. And number 9, if you're ambitious enough, write a song that has those in there, okay? Take it to the next level and write a song that has those in there. And then number 10, practice daily and have fun. If you do this stuff every day, okay, you work on these things every day, just a little bit, I guarantee you within a little bit of time, you're going to see some really good results in your guitar playing. And if you like this and you want to learn more about how to improve your rhythm playing, I would recommend check out my book, Learn to Play Rhythm Guitar, book that I authored and self-published. And it teaches you all kinds of this stuff that I'm teaching in these videos and more as well. 7th chords, augmented chords. I give you some learning assessments. There's all kinds of great stuff in here. Chord charts, how to read chord charts, how to read simple guitar notation, you know, how to understand basic music theory. A lot of great stuff that's going to really help you improve your rhythm guitar playing. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll leave the links below where you can find it at my website. Check out my website, dwaynesguitarlessons.com. I have all my other books on there. I have a lot of method books that I've written. I'm going to be writing some more, so be sure to check those out, and I'll be doing some more of these video series on some of my other books. So be sure to watch for that. So if you like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. You know what to do. All right, so practice, work on this as a routine, practice daily. It's the only way you're going to get better. If you have any problems, you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you out. If there's something you need to work on, let me know in the comment below. I'll make you a video if you need to, or reach out to me privately through my website, and I'll help you out the best I can. All right? So thanks so much for being here. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in our next lesson. Audio Jungle.